So we've been talking about the 4 subtypes of the ISFJ personality: dominant, creative, normalizing, harmonizing. It's important to remember that these subtypes are not your personality. They're not static. You're not locked into these as an ISFJ. One way to look at it is if ISFJ is the song, the musical notes written on a music sheet to play on the piano or guitar or whatever, the subtype is the expression of that song. That's the performance of it. So whatever instrument you're playing and the performance of it, the scale of it, that's the subtype. Meaning that you're not locked into one of these for your entire life. This is a flexible process of moving between these subtypes. And there's some level of maturity that comes into here. Maturation means that you move more likely throughout life into more of like a harmonizing, for example. As you get more mature, you relax a little bit more, you're more open to more things. Over time, you might flex and flow between these subtypes. And your career choice also will influence the subtype you show up as. So let's say you started out life maybe as a normalizing ISFJ, but you found yourself ending up in career choices that put you in leadership over and over and over again. Well, this will start to attune your cognitive functions in your brain to being more dominant because you have to be. So your subtype can shape your career and your career can shape your subtype. It's important to remember these things work in tandem throughout your life. And I think the ultimate thing, Antonia, we're looking to help you as an ISFJ do in your life is to be able to access all of this when the context needs it. So whatever career you want or need to go toward, you have these energies in you to pull on, to bring out, to amplify, to be more flexible on your career trajectory.
Right. Yeah. I think that's the really important thing is that none of this is fixed. We always have a capacity, one, to make choices that help us grow, but also to expand our horizons. And it's really good to have information like this that helps as a guide, right? Like to give us some direction, but don't feel locked into anything. Don't feel like it's like a prescription, like you have to go do this. There's just qualities and characteristics that might suit you a little bit more. And part of why we wanted to go through all four of these is to remind people that they have more options, right? It's like, oh, I'm an ISFJ. Does that mean I have to be an elementary school teacher? It's like, no, you could go be, a sommelier someplace. Like there's a lot here. And I would say that ISFJs also have an advantage that because they use the function of introverted sensing or memory for the type geeks, because they use that function, there is a capacity to figure out almost anything with enough time. You just need the time to be able to learn it. You just need the time to be able to build the skill and familiarize yourself with that, with that territory. And so it's almost hard to say what ISFJ should do because the sky's the limit as long as they have the time to invest in becoming really good at that thing. And then if possible, sort of crossing it over into things that they have interests around.